Hi guys, time for another news video. News is finally starting to roll in a little bit more regularly, so hopefully I'll be able to make these on like a weekly or maybe like every 2 weeks kind of basis. So first up, there's something you gotta do, and it's for the good of NCIS. You have to go to the link in the description. It'll be the first link is to a CBS page. They have a whole bunch of shows. We have to click the one for NCIS, and we have to tweet that tweet. We have to tweet tweets that involve the tag unlock NCIS, and once we do that, once we get enough tweets, the little bar will go to 100 and we will get exclusive new photos from the new season. I want them. I know you want them, so let's get tweeting, people. As of filming this video, we are at 52%. 2 other shows have been unlocked. CSI New York has been unlocked, okay? I didn't even think people watched CSI New York, but they're ahead of us, and that is shameful, people. We have the biggest audience. We should have the most tweets. Okay, maybe it's because our audience is made up of a lot of old people and they don't tweet, but we have to make up for it and we have to tweet the heck out of this Twitter tag topic thing. So get tweeting. And now to spoilers. Entertainment Weekly has a little article with some quotes from Michael Weatherly, and he informs us that a head shrinker is making his or her way to NCIS to evaluate the team. And I don't think anyone on the team should ever get looked at too closely by a psychiatrist. Weatherly assesses, between Ducky, who talks to dead bodies, Abby, who's strung out on calf pow, DiNozzo's serious issues, McGee's dad troubles, Gibbs's basement of boats and bourbon, and Ziva's almost Shakespearean daddy issues, he laughs. We are a motley crew of head cases. Also, Gary Glassberg says that we can expect Abby to reach out to her brother early in the season as she deals with trauma following the explosion. It's a beautiful couple of scenes, and we're really excited about it. And also from Entertainment Weekly, and this is the best thing ever, we have the first official promo photo from Season 10. It features Abby. Just look at the destruction around her, look at her face, don't you just want to hug her? I know, right? So many feelings. And the article also has a quote from Gary Glassberg about the premiere. It literally picks up 2 hours after the explosion, and it's an action-packed episode of television. I packed a lot in there. It's an emotional roller coaster, and it's all about the manhunt for Harper Deering. It gets really personal between Gibbs and Deering. This sounds like exactly what I want. I want all that conflict, that action, that emotion, that epicness just crammed into 44 minutes of just pure awesome. Whew. Must not get too hyped over premiere. Must not set expectations too high. That could end badly. Just bring it back. Just bring it back. We also have some spoilers from TV Guide featuring our savior, Gary Glassberg, who talks about the beloved Mr. Palmer. He says that his portrayer, Brian Dietzon's promotion to series regular was simply long overdue, and something we'd talked about for a very long time. The intimation of a steadier presence for Palmer just so happens to make sense story-wise, as Ducky is forced to take new stock of life after his season-ending health scare. Palmer also has an eye-opening experience in the first few episodes, where he really has to step up his game and recognize his own strengths and weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses? Is that a misquote? I think he means weaknesses. What? Okay, whatever you want, TV line. Strengths and weaknesses, Glassberg previews. He's basically the acting coroner, and it's a lot to take on, and that will carry over in the way he handles himself and the rest of the team. I know this is great. More Palmer, always awesome. Palmer's now a regular. He's going to get more storylines, more screen time. It makes sense story-wise. It's perfect. Still, of course, long overdue, but I'm really excited. Somebody commented on a previous video. I didn't actually respond to it, but they basically were like, oh, I think Ducky's probably going to die. I mean, come on. I know he has a new contract, but he's still probably going to die, and then Palmer's going to be the medical examiner, because that would make sense. That's why he's a regular. Person who made that comment, I just thought of it, so I'm not going to bother to look it up. I disagree with you respectfully. Ducky's coming back. He signed I think it was like a 2-year contract. It was a long contract. He is coming back unless they're lying to us. Asterisk, unless they're lying. So he's coming back. Though Palmer has been, promoted to regular, it's more like this case, like he's going to be taking on more responsibilities, doing more stuff. He can't actually be the medical examiner because Ducky makes a point to call him Mr. Palmer, so he's not a doctor, and I believe you do need to be a doctor to be the medical examiner. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to take that on faith. He can, however, be the coroner because, as Ducky states in, I don't know, it was like the first episode or something, it's like way back when, you do not actually need a medical degree to be a coroner. So what actually is going on with Palmer education-wise, like career-wise? Because in the episode Shalom, Ducky says to Palmer that, hypothetically, if they get caught, he's going to go to jail instead of medical school next year, next fall, or next summer. Is Palmer, like, is he in medical school? Did he just plan to go and is not going? Is that just one of the things that we just don't talk about? I'm confused. If anybody can help or offer, like, a theory to that, I'd be much obliged, because I'm confused exactly on, like, what Palmer's doing career-wise. Is he, like, gonna be the medical examiner one day? Because does he need to go to doctor school? Anyway, moving on. Next up, Polly Pratt tweeted some pictures of her with Michael Desbarres, who's going to guest star, and also Billy D. Williams, aka Lando, who's also going to guest star, so those are really cool. Next up, in an article with stuff.co.nz, Cote DePablo talks about the changes in her character and how she kind of misses the old Ziva. She says, "Those are things that I actually miss about the character. The character to me has gotten a little bit softer, perhaps more inclined to listen before acting out, and that's one of the things that I noticed. However, I don't know if it's an actual positive for me because I really like the old Ziva." The article also goes on to say that she's apparently urged the writers to bring back the more hardened version of Ziva that we saw in older episodes. She also goes on to say that the role of Ziva was such a different character from everything you see on TV. That made it so appealing to play. Now, I can't help but think they've taken this whole I miss the old Ziva thing and ran with it maybe a little bit too hard. I think Cody's probably still happy playing Ziva and exploring her character, but she just kind of misses the old kick-ass Ziva, and I agree with her. Now, as I've said before, I know that the character of Ziva, she had to develop, she had to grow, but I kind of like the old Ziva better. Ziva's still great, but she just lacks that spark that made her so dynamic in the first few seasons. She was violent, mysterious, reckless, and just so different from the other action girls in other shows that I was watching. I don't know exactly how the writers would get the old Ziva back, but if they tried, I wouldn't object. Even though, yes, Ziva's changes have made her an NCIS agent. They've made her a more functional member of society. They've made her more likely to settle down and have kids, and they've made her more stable. And yes, she still has the occasional badass moment and idiom mix-up, but I just don't find her as compelling as I used to. If you think Ziva's good the way she is and you don't share my opinion, I respect that. I think a lot of people are kind of split on this. I think that characters should grow over time, but if I miss the old Ziva and I'm not alone, has she really changed for the better? I guess I still have this vision of crazy ninja assassin Ziva, kicking ass, taking names, morally ambiguous, armed to the teeth. A character that you really don't know what she's going to do, so it makes you want to watch and see what she does do all the more. Here's a question for you to ponder in the comments. What would old Ziva think of herself if she saw herself today? Do you think she'd stray from her path if she knew where it would lead her? Oh my god. I just blew a ball. Crow? Seriously?